political parties for the maturity demonstrated so far in the preparation towards a hitch-free rescheduled general elections. He gave the commendation in his message to President Jonathan on the rescheduled elections and the process so far. State House correspondent Segun Lawole reports. Okay.
I'm therefore particularly excited that we are launching.
The paper was flying.
The United Nations Secretary General's Special Representative to West Africa, Mohammed Ibn Chambers, who delivered Ban Ki-moon's message, expressed joy that the postponement of the election has been accepted by all political parties and expected the extension to provide opportunity for more Nigerians to collect their permanent voter cards.
The Secretary General wished me to commend Mr. President, the other leaders of the political parties, and Nigerians as a whole for the maturity that has been demonstrated so far in this whole preparations towards general elections, which are now scheduled later in March. We saw, first of all, the primaries. There was a lot of speculation about how they would go. They transpired in a very calm and peaceful manner. The campaigns started, and again, Nigerians have demonstrated a lot of maturity in the general manner in which the campaigns have taken place. Naturally, in periods such as this, there will be heightened tension, there will be heightened rhetoric, but on the whole, we have seen very little violence associated with this process, and this is the same also with the postponement, where there was a lot of speculation about what will happen. So far, this process is proceeding in a calm, peaceful, and credible manner, and this is the wish, certainly of the UN, but also of many friends of Nigeria. It's our expectation that all will continue to exercise restraint and keep this process clean.
The United Nations is also solidly behind Nigeria in its fight against Boko Haram and assure that it will provide support and assistance in catering for the internally displaced persons.
Mr. President has the assurance of Secretary General for the recent initiative whereby the Lake Chad Basin Commission will be the platform to anchor the multinational task force which is being put in place. There will be the support of the United Nations through the Department of Peacekeeping to ensure that the concept of operation and planning and other activities to ensure a truly joint operational force with a clear command and control and unity of purpose among the contributing countries, the contributing troops from the different countries, that they all work as one and gear their efforts towards degrading and eliminating Boko Haram. And in this, you count on the strong support of the United Nations. Mr. President has assured us that the full material and logistical support will be provided to NEMA, and the UN system and other partners will work with NEMA, and we hope that through our joint efforts we'll be able to bring some amelioration to the lives of the people who have been internally displaced as a result of the barbaric and cruel actions of Boko Haram terrorism.
In the State House, Segun Lawole, NTA News.
The federal government will continue to stimulate the economy through the development of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, as they represent 98% of the new jobs created in the economy by the present administration. President Jonathan stated this at the launch of Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy in Abuja. State House correspondent Segun Lawole again reports.
I'm therefore particularly excited that we are launching a broad-based public-private partnership, youth entrepreneurship strategy that will redefine the way we engage and support the empowerment and employment of our young people.
The Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy provides Nigerian youths and women a single window to access all federal government empowerment and entrepreneurship programs, as well as job training and skills acquisition, thereby making the process of seeking and obtaining empowerment and support easy and uncomplicated. Data from the online portal known as ninet.com shows that Jonathan's administration has empowered and supported or educated 7,129,307 young Nigerians and women through a series of initiatives, including YouWin, Shopee, Agripreneurs, and Graduate Internship Program to tackle unemployment.
Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that our administration took a number of unique steps to appropriately tackle this challenge. First, we recognize that the transformation of our economy from an oil-based economy to a non-oil economy presented the greatest opportunities for job creation in our land. And as a result, we embarked on diversifying our economy. Today, I am happy to report to Nigerians that this effort has yielded positive results with the creation of about 1.4 million jobs on average per annum for our young people. And we are working hard to improve on that, and our target is to create not less than 2 million jobs annually.
Although unemployment crisis is identified as the bane of the country's social security challenges, entrepreneurship development is widely accepted as part of the solution, in addition to every individual being a part of the solution.
Opportunity to encourage other Nigerians like Mr. Okoye to engage themselves in complementing the efforts of the government in creating jobs for youth.
We believe that those of you who have desired to run your own business but have had no money, no training, no skills, but have prayed for just a little help is on the way.
Beneficiaries of the various youth empowerment and entrepreneurship programs of the federal government shared their experiences as they motivated fellow youths to be self-reliant. The launch also witnessed the presentation and signing of the social contract with the youth by the president as it interacted with them. From the conference center, Presidential Villa, Abuja, Shegun Lawale, NTA News.
And the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, has assured the people of his senatorial district that President Goodluck Jonathan and the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Enugu State will deliver on their promises to Ndigbo and Enugu people. He gave the assurance while addressing various communities in Enugu West Senatorial District as part of his re-election campaign.
Speaking at the rally, Senator Ekweremadu said most of the projects in the area, those commissioned and ongoing, are some of the dividends of the Jonathan administration.
The government can change the life of any community. So that's why I'm asking you to get people to vote for us. If you vote for us, this things will continue.
While appreciating his people for the rousing welcome, Senator Ekweremadu used the occasion to encourage his people to collect their permanent voters' card. He also commented on the postponement of the election's date.
So if we are going to hold the election in Nigeria, the whole world wants us to see a transparent, free and fair election. So if the postponement will guarantee that standard, I believe that it is the best to do.
The Deputy President of the Senate also commissioned and inspected some ongoing projects within the Enugu West Senatorial District of Enugu State.
In the meantime, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been commended for keeping faith with the democratic process and giving every eligible Nigerian voter the opportunity to obtain their permanent voter cards. The INEC-accredited election observer group, the All Nigerian National in the Diaspora, said this at a media briefing in Abuja. Correspondent Gabriel Odu was there.
In 2011, the All Nigerian Nationals in the Diaspora (ANID) was granted international election observer status by INEC and has been monitoring all elections in Nigeria.
Our strategies include direct lobbying, voters awareness programs, media campaigns, discussion groups, electronic communication, and electoral participation, with the aim of contributing to free, fair, and transparent electoral process in Nigeria.
Other members of the Election Observer Group say voter education is key to a successful election.
Our wish is that everything works out the way it should be, and we have a better and a more credible election and a safe Nigeria to be governed by whoever wins the election tomorrow.
Yeah, we are quite excited about the consciousness of Nigerians, about their political awareness. Given what we saw in 2011 and the previous elections, there's a heightened awareness.
And it calls for caution by politicians to refrain from hate speech and keep faith with INEC and security agencies. In Abuja, Gabriel Udu, NTA News.
In another development, the PDP Presidential Campaign Organization has faulted the method of permanent voter cards distribution by INEC. The Director General of the campaign organization, Ahmadu Ali, while briefing journalists in Abuja, advised INEC not to tamper with the PVCs. Ignatius Unko reports.
The large number of uncollected permanent voter cards has continued to worry stakeholders as different theories have emerged for solution. The PDP Presidential Campaign Organization alleged that the distribution of the permanent voter cards may have been tampered with.
We are querying the INEC for some aberration in the distribution of PVCs. We hope that INEC will now use the extra time it has given itself to perfect its methodology.
The Director General observed that from all indications, INEC was not totally ready for the 14th and 28th February elections before the issue of security challenge came up.
Ballot boxes are reportedly inadequate. There are also reports that readers are not fully distributed and tested. How can INEC handle cases of faulty card readers, especially in remote areas? Do they have a credible plan B in situations where voters are lined up and the card readers refuse to work?
The sub-regional operation against Boko Haram has been described by the PDP campaign organization as a tremendous success. In Abuja, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
In the meantime, reactions have continued to trail the postponement of the 2015 general elections, with the latest coming from Nigerians in the United States. Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba reports that they have appealed to Nigerians at home to see the postponement as a blessing which would enable the country prepare adequately for better and credible polls.
Describing INEC's decision to shift the election dates by 6 weeks as the right thing to do, speaker after speaker at the town hall meeting said it gives an opportunity to address issues that could have marred the elections if they were held as earlier scheduled. They cited insecurity and the fact that quite a good number of the electorate are yet to have their permanent voter cards as major concerns that ought to be addressed before heading to the polls.
Everyone needs their PVC to be able to be eligible to vote, and there are other finishing touches that to keep the nation in a very readiness mood to go up to the election.
We must wait until it gets as good as it can get. Security-wise, we want to make sure that all the little villages and local communities are well secured for the election. We don't want no violence.
It's always good to agree. Whether it's late or early, it's good to agree. So we agree with the decision for postponement.
And as supporters of Goodluck Sambo for 4 more years, they said the gains of President Jonathan's transformation agenda are so enormous, hence the need for continuity.
President Jonathan has done well with the economy. And also in the realm of security, the most important thing that President Jonathan has done is to get other countries around the the Boko Haram corridor to cooperate in this struggle.
Him and Sambo will be making a good sense with that country, and will make that country either united, cooperative, and be one of the best in the world.
For not voting Jonathan, we're going to be setting the clock of Federal Republic of Nigeria back. For voting Jonathan, we are voting progress for the country.
From Maryland, Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba, NTA News.
You are still watching NTA International News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital. For a review of the top stories, you heard that the UN chief scribe has commended President Jonathan and leaders of other political parties for the maturity demonstrated so far in the preparation towards a hitch-free postponed general elections. We also told you that President Jonathan, while launching the Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy Program, says the federal government will continue to stimulate the economy through SMEs. More news after this timeout. Politicians challenge to place the country above any personal interest ahead of the general elections. Rural dwellers soon to enjoy financial transactions at NIPO's offices across the country. Stay tuned for details of these and more.
In 2012, the Nigerian government reduced the amount of subsidy paid on petroleum products and chose to invest its 41% share of the safe subsidy funds into the Subsidy Reinvestment and Empowerment Program, SURE-P. Today, we'll look at the numbers. SURE-P has achieved 50% decrease in maternal mortality rates and 40% decrease in neonatal mortality rates in Nigeria. Over 8,500 skilled workers have been employed for public works. Over 1,000 mass transit buses have been provided for the public, and 40 Priority 1 roads are undergoing maintenance throughout the country. SURE-P has created 185,000 jobs, placed over 20,000 graduates in the Graduate Internship Program, and trained over 1,000 auto technicians at the National Automotive Council. 1,200 health facilities have been supplied with drugs and medical equipment. 520,000 pregnant women have received care, resulting in over 100,000 deliveries in SURE-P MCH facilities. These are just some of the ways SURE-P is making life better for you and I.
SURE-P, delivering service with integrity.
Nigeria, we the people decree that the power of evil secrecy shall fail.
All Nigerians should understand that a divided Nigeria can only mean catastrophic consequences for the entire black race. We all African countries count on you, and you are our beacon of hope.
That when Nigeria sneezes, all of us will catch cold.
All of us who look to Nigeria for lessons and inspiration never cease to thank God for this wonderful gift to Africa.
Nigeria enjoys the respect, the admiration, the friendship, and the hope of an entire continent.
The powerhouse of Africa.
Nigeria,
unite and build Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Thanks for staying with us. The postponement of the 2015 general elections from February 14th and 28th to March 28th and April 11th this year is still generating attention in the political arena. In this report, political correspondent Femi Johnson re-examines INEC chairman's speech and other issues revolving around the change in the election dates.
One issue that has generated a lot of attention, anxiety and suspense within the political setting is the 2015 elections. It reached a climax when the INEC chairman, Professor Atairu Jega, shifted the dates in line with the prevailing circumstances and challenges that must be effectively tackled to ensure credibility. While addressing security challenges, other notable issues include the non-issuance of permanent voters' card to all registered Nigerians, training of ad hoc staff, and also the workability of the card readers introduced to address electoral malpractice.
Certainly, we will do everything possible to ensure that as many Nigerians as possible collect their cards. And in fact, at the end of this time period, it should be evident to everybody that anybody who has not collected his or her card is really not interested in participating in the election. So it's an opportunity for us to further improve the rate of collection.
For Nigeria to sustain its pride of place in the Committee of Nations on Electoral Matters and further improve on its credibility, some chairmen of political parties say when the registered voters are not disenfranchised, then we have full participation of Nigerians in the exercise. Already, 99% of permanent voters' cards have been printed, even though 66% have so far been collected, while 34% are yet to obtain their cards, representing about 26 million registered voters. In a recent discussion on Good Morning Nigeria, the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos State spoke on the issue of collection of permanent voters' cards.
The number of permanent voters' cards collected so far is about 2.7 million. And we still have a little over 2.8 million in our custody available for collection.
The overall figure of 26 million voters who are yet to collect their permanent voters' card is the equivalent of the population of some countries in Africa and beyond. Countries like Cameroon, Togo, Senegal, Malawi, Niger, and Chad with less than 20 million population. The question now is, would it be fair to disenfranchise over 20 million registered voters when the extension could have taken care of their plight?
This time, we assure you, we are standing by you, that Mr. A will not take the vote of Mr. B. And for that reason, if more time is needed for us to do this, the statutory right to take that decision is INEC. The party leaders have advised him accordingly.
We want free, fair, credible election to be organized by INEC in a very peaceful atmosphere.
Independent National Electoral Commission say it must do all it can to earn more public trust by being fair, open and transparent. Besides the security challenges, INEC also says it also has a responsibility to conduct the election in a transparent and credible manner, which will be seen by all to be so. To further demonstrate INEC's resolve not to disenfranchise any registered voter, the Commission has extended the deadline for the collection of the permanent voters' card by 4 more weeks. The exercise will now be on till March 8. The postponement, many believe, is for the overall benefit of democracy and within the confines of the law as enshrined in the Constitution. In Abuja, Femi Johnson, NTA News.
Nigerian rural dwellers will soon begin to carry out financial transactions at the Nigerian Postal Service NIPOST offices across the nation, thanks to the Nigerian communications satellite NIGCOMSAT that has struck a deal with NIPOST to roll out financial inclusion program as a way of expanding the operational base of the national mail carrier. Kirian Umayo was at the Kubwa Post Office, where the first financial transaction was undertaken using internet connectivity.
The project is intended to cover over 1,200 post offices established across the 774 local government areas of the country. The idea is to provide access to affordable financial services to rural dwellers whose prosperity will boost the nation's overall economy. NIGCOMSAT is providing the required connectivity using its KA broadband services.
We are in the ICT age, and the Federal Minister of Communication Technology has been repositioned to take the front line.
Managing Director NIGCOMSAT Abimbola Alale says the KA band is an amazing service provider.
We have resources, and finally we're so happy that with KA we can go to the rural areas because it's cheaper.
The IT coming is a big plus to the postal administration worldwide, not only in Nigerian Postal Service. It doesn't matter which government service you are looking for or which bank service you are looking for. When you go to the post office, you will be able to access all these various services. Some of them we're seeing already here today.
NIGCOMSAT is poised to achieve its objectives.
The One Network team of the program is committed to creating a single network to be shared by structured agents locations for the provision of financial and citizens' benefit services nationwide. In Abuja, Kirian Umayo, NTA News.
In our sports package, D Tigers intensify preparations for AfroBasket qualifier as national under-23 team coach Samson Siasia upbeat on Nigeria's chances in All Africa Games. Let's join Fisayo Ogunfuyi for details of these and more.